What's up, tribe? Thank you for being here and welcome to my channel. This is another post from Matias de Stefano's blog, yosoy.red. This one's titled The Defense, and it is a dialogue between Matias and his higher self. So I'd be referring to Matias as me and his higher self as I am. This one comes right after the development, so maybe you'd benefit from either reading that on yosoy.red or listening to it in the Matias de Stefano's education playlist on my channel. That being said, let's get started. Me. Yesterday, when we started to release what was hidden in our throats, the unsaid, I could recognize that there was a lot of hatred trapped in me. Many people with whom I could not speak or close the communication, people by whom I felt betrayed, and those who surely felt betrayed by me. But because I always consult with you or my guides, who make me see the purpose in everything, the logic and forgiveness, the letting go, I never said what I felt. It was as if, when I became aware, it led me to silence. And even so, I was aware, the energy was still accumulating, generating hatred. I am. Because in the desire to moralize and spiritualize consciousness, you forgot that it's not human. Consciousness cannot be measured by ethical parameters, but by energetic parameters. Consciousness does not conform to your beliefs of what is, but you adjust to what consciousness drives. You must think of consciousness as a kind of compass that guides you in a chaotic world. When the currents of the unconscious make you lose your way in a gigantic ocean of the subconscious, it is consciousness that guides you. And a compass is very simple. It has a positive magnetic charge and a negative one. The positive will align with the positive charge of the North Pole. So you will never get lost. You will always know where you are, and knowing where you are going has nothing to do with how many things you have in the boat you are in. Perhaps the weight there makes your trip very slow and even risks submerging yourself. Having a clear gaze on the destination does not mean that you cannot sink in the attempt to reach it. Me. I understand, so I can be perfectly aware of things, even if I don't know how to manage them. Maybe I should throw some things that weigh me down to the bottom of the ocean. I am. Ha ha ha. Very graphic. So graphic that it's very bad. Me. Because? I am. Because you are a navigator who carries merchandise, be it seeds, goods, gold, to a destination. The weight you carry with you will mean the speed at which you move through the current. The higher the load, the lower the speed. The lower the load, the higher the speed. So what does having lost the north have to do with the weight you carry? Me. None. I am. Then why do you think that to find him, you have to throw something to the bottom of the ocean? Throwing merchandise into the ocean to get there faster is what most people usually do. Hide the weights that they cannot manage in the subconscious so you can move faster and reach a successful port as soon as possible. The problem here will be that you will arrive light, yes, but without resources. You will arrive poor, and here you will see the great human error, believing that being aware is making the process faster. And no, it is not. Being aware is going slower, but knowing where I'm going. To be unconscious is to have lost the north, and even to believe that to escape faster from the current, you have to throw things that weigh overboard. Me, sure. It happens to all of us now that I think about it. The despair of being conscious becomes like a kind of comparative race to see who is more conscious, and it is considered that whoever heals more things from the past or leaves them behind will arrive faster. The issue is that when a consciousness merchant arrives at a port with nothing to sell, he must once again navigate the same path, where he will meet the same routes and the same raw material ports, the same people. Hey, you're here again, they'll tell you. Repeating history. What is it that keeps you coming back to the old harbors instead of growing up in your own? Me, having left a lot of things unworked along the way. So it wasn't a question of getting there fast, but of redistributing the weight inside the boat. Because what for you now is a burden will be the basis of what will enrich you when you reach your destination. Like when after a crisis, you find the solution, and the joy of having overcome it is greater than your natural state would be without having gone through it. Me. For example, if I had not gone through all these years of failures of the yosoy project, today I would not be able to do it as I should and in balance with myself. Exactly. You had to pass it. You just had to reorder what you brought with you. And maybe some of those things that you bring with you are a weight that you cannot tolerate, like the one that hurts your chest and seeks to come out through your throat. Me, it is always related to the same regret. That love, so strong and great, that I felt frustrated in such a short time by third parties, and by understanding from consciousness what was happening. I could never really express what my body needed to say, and it was accumulating as pain, which became hatred. The weight, then, is an energy that you must transform, but not deny for a moral question. This does not mean that you carry hatred against certain people, but you have accumulated energy in yourself that you no longer need. Hate is in you, and it is called lack of love. So, this long navigation process should help you to meditate on the loads that you carry on your ship. And when you arrive at the port where your consciousness guides you, use that merchandise for a purpose, letting it go, enriching you in the process of its delivery. Me. And for this, I must release in myself and believe that this weight is one that does not allow me to reach the port of consciousness. It is a matter of patience. I am. Oh yeah, sure. As long as no pirates appear. Me, ugh, more stuff. I am. Always. On your journey as a navigator, you will come across many boats, and the normal thing is to be alert to everything that will appear, especially those who want to live on the resources that you have obtained. That is what you feel in your chest. Me, the pain I feel, that pressure. I am. It is your ship protecting you. When you opened your heart that time, you opened it like you never had before, wide open, letting yourself be free, sensitive, without measuring the consequences. And in that state, you received the worst attack. The most precious treasure that you had found in your travels, and that you hoped to share with everyone when you reached your destination, was unexpectedly taken from you in the middle of the celebration of having found it. This robbery, theft, left you defenseless, vulnerable. I have suddenly made your whole body begin to protect itself. Thus, the sternum tightened, pressing on the thymus gland, and with it also the heart. All the people who throughout their lives experience emotional robberies, invasions in their lives, the attack of intruders, strangers, or the corruption of those close to them, unexpected betrayals. All of this stresses more and more the bow of the boat, which in your body is your chest, the sternum. This bone in the center of your chest is the one that opens the way, the one that breaks the waves as you walk, and the side beams that make up the port, and the starboard sides of your boat are the ribs. The treasures are in your heart, lungs, and thymus. There is a sight of the wind, the candle, the treasures and riches, whether they be nutrients, globulus, blood, are found in the sacred chest of your heart, and on the chest, the protective bags that cover it from the eyes of thieves and from the rain of all external damage. The thymus, me, the thymus gland, is it the one that defends my treasure? I am. When the sacred that lives in you is threatened by external conflicts, the body itself opts for a natural and unconscious posture that leads you to protect your chest. Have you noticed? Me, yeah, snuggle. Cross your arms over your chest. I am. This position is natural, since the brain and each cell seeks to protect the heart, since it is thanks to which blood cells, nutrients, and oxygen circulate and everything works. The same thing happens inside. The thymus is the gland that protects and surrounds the heart, taking care of the entire body. And it does so by generating hormones and cells that give life to the immune system. From before your birth to adolescence, the thymus fulfills a primary function in your body. Defend it from all external threats, viruses, bacteria, diseased cells. It is the body's center of ultimate defense, making all other organs feel safe and stable. It is the shield and sword of battle. Me. So if biologically this gland defends me from what threatens the balance of my body, energetically, it is also the gland that defends me from emotional threats, interpreting that those who betray me, steal, corrupt, damage, are those viruses, bacteria, and cancer cells. I am, that's right. The pirates on your ship are those who threaten the safety of your treasure on the slow journey to consciousness. When these pirates get on board, the ship stops, weighs more, and the battle is fought. The weight is equivalent to the vacuum that they will leave when they leave. A nonsense that makes you lose the logic of reaching the port, and it makes you go backwards, damaged. That weight of disaster that they leave on you can turn into hatred if you are not able to put order and risk having your ship attacked. Me. But I don't understand. Why does everyone talk about this center, the thymus, as the seat of the energy of unconditional love? Shouldn't it be a chakra that expands rather than closes me? I am. The immune system does not destroy viruses at first. It integrates them. What if what it does is absorb and interpret them? By integrating them, it turns them into antibodies and uses its same genetic base to attack them. It is the same thing that vaccines are made of. Vaccines are not made of magic solutions against viruses. They are made of the same virus. What they do is that your immune system recognizes the virus, so when it comes, it will not affect me. Me. I think I know where you're going. I am. What I am referring to is that the thymus does not close itself from threats. On the contrary, it incorporates them, recognizes them, assimilates them, so that later they become a tool. It is not necessary to destroy or defend against anything. I simply use the same force of the enemy to turn it into my potential, without defeating the enemy. Like one of those insects that dress in a strong color, black and red, announcing, "Careful, I can be poisonous." They do not kill anyone. They accept that others live their lives, and they protect themselves equally, recognizing the other. Unconditionality implies not imposing myself on others, not becoming a pirate. It implies being and letting be, but to learn to let be, I must first learn to be, to value myself. Thus, I understand that I transform freely, surpassing myself. That's called love. Damage to the immune system is a lack of personal respect. It is a lack of self-love, of respecting the inner power by giving vitality to the other. When you get sick, it is often said, have low defenses. The same as we say when we seek to let ourselves be loved, lower defenses. The biological body seeks to defend itself, to fend for itself. Those who do not have self-love look for it in others. At the same time, that they protect themselves by others, leading to immune conflicts. Me, how can I open my heart to unconditional love and still protect myself without falling into protectionism? I am. Look at your posture. As you feel, there are two extreme postures. He who puts his chest out by pulling his shoulder back and is always ready to fight and defend himself from everything around him. He who bends his back, letting his shoulders fall towards his chest, is afraid. He protects himself from the world by denying the world, hurt by the attacks and the weight of it. Educating the body's posture changes the way in which the organs act and modifies their hormonal functioning, thus generating a range of different emotions. Try to think about how you feel and try to put your back straight, your shoulders naturally to the side, firm chest but not out, but high. This will help you loosen the sternum, taking pressure off the thymus and thus releasing the heart. Me, defense and unconditional love, well, they are related in a very strange, symbiotic way. I am. The only way to find peace is having recognized the war, the battles you have fought. You will not know what it is to be unconditional without first having experienced the conditions. You will not recognize freedom without having felt oppression. And to take the first step, stop putting pressure on your chest. Stretch it, make it rattle, crack. Take a deep breath, filling your lungs like never before. Hold the air for as long as you can and exhale very gently until you are completely deflated. Remember, consciousness is the compass, but the weight you carry depends on you. Do not rush. Recognize each of the precious goods that you carry on your boat. Distribute the weight. Keep the most valuable things wisely. And when you see the pirates, you will know how to act. Me. Therefore, I must first stop believing that consciousness is the goal when it is only the compass. Second, I must recognize that I should not be in a hurry to arrive, because by going step by step, I can better recognize the riches that I have in myself. And I must not defend myself from the world, but strengthen myself to cross the world, accepting the destinies of each one. I am. Free yourself from your sorrow. Release the unspoken words, recognizing that you do not have to lose strength defending yourself from the attacks you have received, but that you must become stronger. Look straight ahead and firmly, recognizing that your greatest shield is love and your sword is unconditionality. Me, I open my arms. I release myself from the tension. I honor my thymus for protecting me all this time. And now I allow him to shine, showing him that instead of defending myself in a biological and emotional battle, I must expand and be more than viruses and bacteria. I am. Many pandemics have lived this humanity. And this year, more than ever, several of them have joined you. Your immune system is alert, trying to defend you from a virus, but also a social, political, ideological, spiritual virus. Pandemic comes from the word pandemonium, which translates to old demons. When evils are released, the thymus has two ways of acting. From the unconscious, it will seek to defend itself by counterattacking, fighting, or from the consciousness, it will seek to put itself above evils, radiating, transcending, seeing beyond the conflict, and assimilating, learning. Me, I'll choose the second way. I am. Then dare to see beyond the love and hate that you have felt. Put yourself above the actors and the actresses of this theater of the heart and contemplate the logic. The real problem of this humanity is not the pandemic that haunts it, but the inability to rise above and open the heart. Open your heart. Me, I am ready to strengthen myself, and my greatest strength is love.